Well, today should be interesting. I've decided to come up to RAF Duxford, or actually the Imperial War Museum at Duxford. And they've got several hangars over my shoulder here, where they have the hanging aircraft. You've got two static hangars over here, and then at the far end, the United States Air Force hangar, which also has hanging aircraft. And I've not been here for a while, but I thought, you know what, let's take it in and have a walk around. I'll get inside the Concorde, if they've still got it. I can't see why they would have moved it. It's certainly not flown off, has it? But already I've seen several warplanes taking off. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? So we'll watch him take off, and we'll go and start walking around the hangars. For anyone who ever built airfix kits as a kid and hung them on the ceiling of their bedroom, this is heaven. So what I'll do, I'll park myself here, we'll pan round, we'll see if we can name the aircraft off the top of my head. Okay, so we'll start on the ground, shall we? We've got a late Mark Spitfire, Avro Anson, Fairy Swordfish. Look at the size of this Sunderland flying boat. Huge. I can see the tail of a tornado over there. Looks like a lightning on the ground. What's the aircraft with BOAC? Can't name that. Okay, from the top then, a lovely de Havilland Mosquito, a Westland Lysander. Looks like a Canberra. Ooh, can't name that one. That one's difficult. Westland Helicopter, Harrier and a Jaguar. What is that? Civil Aviation. Oh, name that plane. Got a nice tiger moth here. I made a model with this colour. Picture here. I forgot to mention, we've got the Lancaster. We've been this close to one. Look at the wingspan on that. Now that's what I like. You don't get this at Headcorn Aerodrome, do you? Getting inside. Right, so it'll be a mind your head thing, because I'm 5'10". Donk. So let's bow our heads and walk the whole length. I didn't check out what version this one was. Maybe it'll say when we get in. The black box.
On the localizer.
So only seating 4 abreast with a narrow walkway. So this is a test aeroplane. I've never been inside a Concorde. This is what it looks like.
On the localizer.
So that's the test ice station. So actually this is a test aircraft then, isn't it? Not a replica of a passenger aircraft.
On the localizer.
Isn't that fascinating? Right, out we go. Look at this. Underneath the wing of a Vulcan bomber, very wide. I fancy getting over to that short Stirling wharf. With service vehicles, that I presume is the bouncing bomb. Let's have a look at the bomb bay of the Lancaster.
What's that look like? Right. It's an airplane that can land like a boat.
Right, let's head out, head to the next hangar. We're here now, the flying aircraft. Number 3 is Air and Sea. That's a small display about historic Duxford. That's the Battle of Britain. Conservation, so they're obviously rebuilding. The ops block, I don't know if that's open, it wasn't open the last time I was here. That's the control room that you see in all the movies, you know, where they're shoving little plaques across a map of Britain, certainly for the Battle of Britain. And the American Air Museum is worth visiting. Land. And let's go in here. This is Flying Aircraft Hangar 2. Not sure what's in here. We'll soon enough find out. Look, they're doing a Gloucester Gladiator. Backbone of the Air Force, just at the outbreak of the war, and still used in places like Malta. So these are actually, look, these are the aircraft that fly in the Flying Legends Air Show. So these are actually aircraft that work. The Grumman Bearcat. What is that? It looks like a Mustang, but it hasn't got the air intake at the bottom. Oh no, that will be a Tomcat, won't it? Or a Kitty Hawk. Have a look at the sign as we get round. There's a Tomahawk, the Kitty Hawk. Look, they're doing up a Beaufighter. Amazing. There's the P-51, couple of P-51s at the back there, Ds, and a A gaggle of Spitfires? Is that what you do when you get a group of them? All of these are flying. But we can go through this door. Let's see what they've got in here. Looks like I can see a B-17. Look at this place. Everything being looked after. It's the Sally B. The majestic Sally B. Which means that the other side, in honour of Sally B being used in the movie, should be Memphis Belle. Yes, there it is. Sally B also named Memphis Belle because of the movie. Matthew Modine. I think also, what's the actor that played Samwise Gamgee? He got his break. He was in that film too. Right, through this door, I think we're going to head to Hangar 3. Hangar 3, Air and Sea. So we've got some more privately owned aeroplanes and some of the museum's collection of boats, submarines and maritime aircraft. Let's go in. Okay, some Spitfires. World War I, what is this? De Havilland DH-9. Thunderbolt. Hurricane, Spitfires, the Sea Fury in the back there, look. And here is a Bristol Blenheim. In fact, here's a Bristol Blenheim at the front. We can have a look at the cockpit. So we're going to have a look. It's good having a selfie stick. I can poke it right in and get like a pilot's eye view. Hawker Fury, 1930s aircraft. Got a gun on it. A Westland Wasp. Kind of looks it, doesn't it? Looks like an insect. Oh, that looks like it's from a Zero. Cockpit of a Japanese Mitsubishi Zero. What have we got here? A Fairy Gnat with collapsible wings. Grumman Avenger. Now, are these the aircraft that disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle? Was there 6 or 7 aircraft that went missing? And they appear at the beginning of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, don't they? Buccaneer in the background and a Sea King. Let's have a look inside, see if I can point the camera inside. It's a Eurofighter in the background. Kind of suggests that aircraft don't last long. This one's already in a museum. And what is this old 50s and 60s? The Sea Vixen. Royal Navy's principal carrier-borne fighter of the 60s. I always thought it was a little kind of cock-handed having the pilot a little skew-if there. Another de Havilland aircraft. The next hangar, number 4, is the restoration hangar. And a think what we will find here is aircraft that are being either restored, maintained, or they've had a barn fight. Someone's got a Spitfire in their front lawn that they didn't tell the Ministry of Defence about. Suddenly it's been discovered. Let's go and have a look. Hangar number 5, conservation area. Closed. No conservation going on, so I probably saved myself 10 or 15 minutes of video anyway. Now if you've ever watched The Crown, there's one scene where Princess Margaret is arriving from somewhere or going somewhere, and she's getting off an aeroplane, and she gets off this aeroplane, and I think they use this place a lot for filming. Just outside there you've got the entrance to a military hangar, and the Horrible Histories gang did a kind of a parody of a boy band, but they did RAF fighters. Look at this clip, it's filmed right outside there.
Sparta, let me tell of my ordeal. Lost both legs in an accident, these ones are not real. I left the Air Force after that, flying was a hobby. But when war broke in 39, came back just like Bobby.
It looks like you can go inside. I've never been inside the VC-10. Right, let's go in. First things first, the cockpit and the air stewardess serving area. Creams and cakes and champagne. Should we poke the selfie stick inside? Look, it's got periscope. I wonder what that was for. Comment below, please. Oh, this is it. It's kitted out. So first class, 2 abreast. Still a tad cramped, isn't it?
There's been more than usual excitement at Queen's Building, London Airport. It's a romantic place at any time. Holiday atmosphere, business journeys, never a dull moment. This year, there's a new interest, the VC-10, BOAC's outstanding contribution to the second generation of jet airliners.
Gosh, can you imagine the 60s, the swinging 60s, jetting off to holiday destinations?
The right place, according to modern practice, for many reasons. Result, every seat in front of the engines, every passenger away from all noise.
We've arrived in our sunny destination of Cambridge. Wave to the people. Just like the Beatles. Where was I going? Back round here, I think. At the Battle of Britain. Let's go and have a look at this exhibition.
So bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
An actual genuine BF-109. That display at the background. A V1 flying bomb. Terror of the skies, that, eh? Gloucester Javelin, 50s into the 60s. Oh yes, the Phantom, probably my favourite post-Cold War jet. Mighty beast. MiG-21. Hawker Hunter. It's a Tornado. Lynx helicopter. and a de Havilland Vampire. I always thought this was a German contraption, helicopter and an aeroplane. It's flummoxed on this, we shall have to look. Can you say that? Cierva Autogyro. Cierva C30A. But don't drop my camera. A little metal seat. Were these young pilots brave? Just teenagers and early 20s, straight out of flying school and then straight into war. Some of them didn't make it, did they? Gosh, it looks like something from the Cold War, doesn't it? Anyway, the United States Air Force Air Museum. Let's go in and see what's what. I can already see a Dakota hanging from the ceiling. We'll walk up, we'll get an overview of the aircraft and then walk down the other side underneath. MQ-1 Predator. Remotely piloted aircraft commonly known as drones used by the US Air Force and the CIA from 95 to 2018. Predators have changed the way modern wars are fought. Well, yeah, because they send them in and then blow people up, don't they? You don't need an assassin anymore. Douglas C-47 Skytrain, we know that one as the Dakota, don't we? Look, let's get close up to the... Look at that. It's a super fortress in the background there. Enola Gay comes to mind. Look at this, this is the wingtip. And it goes all the way down there. Amazing. Is this the B-52? I think so. It kind of everything else is dwarfed next to it, isn't it? There's a rock band named themselves after that aeroplane. It's the U-2 spy plane, high altitude. It's like walking past the Titanic. You still get the B-52 in your line of sight. The Thunderbolt Warthog, Thunderbolt 2. Is that an F-15 I see before me? Amazing aircraft. Another Phantom down there. P-51 hanging from the rafters. What are these? Are these Spads? Is that a Boeing? Sometimes see them flying out of Headcorn. They still have them flying. The B-25 Mitchell. So this one must be the Liberator, the silver one. I'm naming all these aircraft just from my Airfix model kit days as a kid. And it's not always that you just always build Spitfires and Hurricanes. Occasionally you'd save up your pocket money and you'd be able to buy yourself a big kit, and you'd get the B-17 or the Liberator. Let's look here, should we go underneath the B-17? I always think when I look at these bombers that they were sitting ducks. Every single bombing raid they went on was potentially the last time they were ever going to take off and land, because their purpose was just to take a payload to a destination, release that payload, and then scoodle back to the UK or anywhere else in Europe that they were based, once they'd conquered France from the Nazis. But taking off and flying, touching the B-17 here, taking off and flying, hoping and praying that they were going to come back, because as they were crossing the skies, the fighters are swooping down and just, you know, shooting them to blazes, because it had such amazing gun firepower. Thunderbolt above me, the Mitchell will clear from the moon. The B-29 Super Fortress. It's actually not as armed in terms of firepower as the B-17. Probably more designed for its long-range capabilities and its bombing capabilities. And of course it dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
I remember the Berlin bit was that side, and then this there.
Well, what a fascinating place. Such history. You know, this Duxford airfield used from World War I, then World War II, and then probably the Cold War as well. And if you want to come up here, I think for an adult you pay 25 quid for the day. I just renewed my annual pass, which is £60, but that'll get me in here as much as I want every year, for the whole year. So if I want to come up and see any extra special things they've got going on, it's definitely worth it. So with that, thank you so much for watching, bearing with. Please give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Boost the channel. Every tick is a boost to the channel, and I think it's going well. It's not just Beatles, you know. I do other things, and you'll be surprised sometimes. So I shall say thanks for watching, bearing with, and I'll see you in another video.